As I-DLE's contracts are expiring in the next few months, many people believed that the members would stay with Cube Entertainment. However, after the very public feud between the group's leader Soyeon and the company, everything points to a different direction. The possibility of I-DLE renewing their contracts with Cube has been a trending topic lately, with fans wondering whether the girls would renew their contract or not. The consensus was that Cube couldn't risk losing the group and would do anything to keep them. Well, apparently there are exceptions, because their latest response might have just made things worse with the group and even changed their minds about staying. Last weekend, I-DLE kicked off their 2024 I-DLE World Tour with opening shows in Seoul on August 3rd and 4th. The group performed an impressive set list, including solo performances from every member. When it comes to Soyeon, she performed her song Is This Bad B Number with a few twists. For example, she supposedly threw shade at fourth-generation idols as she added a verse in the song with lyrics, "Little kids, just get out of my way. If you want to dance, then be a dancer, okay? Tone-deaf clowns, you don't belong in this game. If you're a singer, grab the mic or stay away." These lyrics sparked a heated conversation, with people calling her arrogant and criticizing her for speaking about others this way, especially when her own group members supposedly fit the description. A netizen commented, "Soyeon is incredibly arrogant, can't she rap with some humility?" However, fans came to her defense, noting she didn't name anyone directly and argued that her successful track record as a rapper, producer, and singer should justify her bold statements. By far, the most controversial part of her rap was when she said, "Contract ends in November, who's going to stop me? Nobody can touch me, I've already paid the cost." This stirred up some confusion, as until now it seemed certain they would renew with the company, but now that Soyeon has mentioned the contract being up, many got the idea that she couldn't wait to get out of that place. Cube also seemingly felt threatened because they were quick to put out a statement, clarifying that the lyrics were just part of the performance and a creative expression, stating that all I-DLE members are set to renew their contracts together next year. Ideally, this should have been the end of it. Soyeon simply made a cheeky remark about their contracts ending, and Cube assured the investors through a statement that everything was well. Instead, things became a lot worse for them when media reports started circulating that Cube had actually been bothered by Soyeon's actions. The statement on this report said, "We are addressing this matter because we are concerned that inaccurate reports will be published and the company will suffer damages due to her sudden actions, which were not discussed with us beforehand." To fans, it seemed like investors got nervous when Soyeon mentioned the contract ending, so Cube tried to fix things but only made the situation worse. Not only that, but their alleged stance that Soyeon didn't discuss this with them beforehand didn't even make sense. For one, the lyrics, including the part about the contract, were shown on the media wall during the performance, so unless the Cube employees were doing their jobs with their eyes closed, they should have known what Soyeon would be rapping about. Second of all, if they were aware of the lyrics, they could have made her change the lyrics just like they did in the past. As a fan pointed out, the original tomboy rap lyrics were in Korean and quite edgy, so Cube made her revise them. They also banned one of her songs for unclear reasons, even though it was meant to be the title track before she switched to Queen Card, so it's clear they keep a close eye on her work and step in if it can be dubbed as too controversial. So obviously they weren't bothered by the lyrics at first, but when they saw that either the investors or the higher-ups had a problem with it, they tried to shift the blame onto Soyeon instead of taking accountability. As expected, Soyeon didn't stand for this and responded with a statement of her own, which only made things worse. On August 6th, she posted a lengthy message on her social media. She started by expressing that her main goal is always to make people happy, followed by making her team happier. She acknowledged that sometimes this can result in provocative moments or work that doesn't always get positive feedback. Soyeon went on to say, "However, I have never lied, intended to harm anyone, or done anything that would prick my conscience. The performance in question did not involve any lies, nor did I hide it from the company." She said that she doesn't hold any grudge against Cube despite the challenges they have faced over the past decade, even after reading misleading media reports, but acknowledged that this situation has highlighted some of the company's flaws in handling issues. At the end of her statement, Soyeon promised to work hard for their mutual growth and hoped that any concerns or discomfort would fade away. Once Soyeon confirmed that Cube definitely knew about what was going on, both fans and the public directed their anger at the company once again. People were relieved to hear her side, especially since she'd been unfairly portrayed as reckless and impulsive, but were outraged at the company for blaming her and making her the scapegoat. A Twitter user wrote, "The ones at the top may have changed over the years, but if there's one thing that didn't change, it's Cube constantly knowing how to ruin their artists regardless of who's at the top." It was also pointed out by multiple people that Soyeon is one of the very few I-DLE members that doesn't publicly shade the company, so blaming her when Cube was facing issues was a pretty underhanded move. Everything gets worse when we consider the fact that Soyeon was also grieving at the time. During the concert on August 4th, she revealed that she had been unable to attend her grandmother's funeral, which took place on the same day, and even started crying as the members hugged her. She later posted a video on her Instagram story, writing, "I'm sorry for not being able to be there because I'm supposed to be busy when I told you I was your best friend." The statement that was spread by the media seemed especially shady after this, as Soyeon, already dealing with her grandmother's passing, now has to defend herself due to the company's strange statements when she basically keeps the lights on in the building and pays their bills. There are also people who think that there's nothing else that Cube could have done. According to a Reddit user, Soyeon should have been more aware of her words and known that she would have caused harm to the company. They wrote, "Her words will affect the stock performance, and even more now when all companies are going through a hard time is not nice to make it harder for your company." The same user went on to say that if she was planning to renew her contract with the company, then it was pretty nonsensical of her to refer to her contract knowing that it could damage Cube. However, we have to remind everyone that since Soyeon probably practiced her performance beforehand with staff members present and the company was well aware of what she was going to say, even if she added the contract ending bit last minute, she couldn't have changed the VCR which displayed the lyrics behind her during the performance. The feud has led to fans thinking she might have changed her mind about staying in the company. As we mentioned before, fans were pretty sure that the members would stay with Cube since they knew that the higher-ups would be bent over backwards to keep Soyeon. To manage the damage that they did with their previous statements, Cube issued yet another one, now officially speaking on what happened. They claimed that the recent reports about Soyeon's performance were false and that they haven't released any official statement on the matter, and that this was their first time addressing the issue in public. They apologized for any worry caused by personal opinions being mistaken for their official stance. They also confirmed they knew the song's lyrics and that the timing matched Soyeon's contract end date, so renewal talks were underway. Unfortunately for them, this statement did a better job at raising more questions than answering them. First of all, why was someone making statements on Cube's behalf before the company reached the conclusion? Whether that was someone's personal opinion or not, why would they be allowed to make that statement in the name of the company? Second, even if this was the case, why didn't Cube clarify this earlier? The moment someone, whoever that is, made a statement that didn't match their official position, they should have responded immediately instead of leaving Soyeon to defend herself, as if she was really the one to blame for everything that went on. Someone put it best. If Soyeon didn't say something about it, they would have let the narrative of that article keep rolling. Soyeon has yet to say anything about their third statement, but it seems like Cube needs to do more than release a statement to patch things up with her. As per the latest reports, it's been said that Soyeon is eyeing to sign with HYBE's label KOZ Entertainment, which is run by Zico. Although this appears to be a bit of a controversial decision since Zico himself has been embroiled in quite a few scandals recently, and for Soyeon's sake, it would be best not to associate with him. However, Cube better apologize to her publicly, and wish that she's nice enough to forgive the humiliation and distress they put her through, because once the contract is up, she's free to do whatever she wants.